What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Black Business Booming. I'm Mike James, and I'm just excited to continue to bring you these great episodes of Black businesses that are doing their thing out here. And again, no matter where they are on their timeline, just giving a space and a place for people to get their message out and what they're doing with these awesome businesses. So as always, I encourage you to go ahead and like, subscribe, share, comment, tell somebody about it. And again, I got another awesome guest that I just had the pleasure of meeting here in the last week or so from a mutual connection. So I'm so excited to bring this guest to everybody and for y'all to find out about this awesome business. So bro, without further ado, I want you to just take a moment, tell everybody who you are and where you're from, any of the information before we jump into your business, man.
Hey, everybody. My name is Dandridge. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. And the business that I own is called Danbrand Vision Boards. And I just kind of help people make their visions and what they're dreaming about and their goals a reality. And I kind of like make them into physical manifestations. And the boards right there. So, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome, man. And like I was saying, I just met you like within the last week and the mutual connection. Shout out to Emily. She tagged me to one of your live videos and I was like, this is dope because we know that vision boards and all that is just it's so trendy right now. It's huge, but the way you approach it and just what you put out, it's like, man, this is awesome. So thanks again, bro, for just doing this. So Danbrand, I love that. So tell everybody when you started your business and what inspired you to do so.
So I have been doing vision boards like on a regular basis since probably like 2017. And I always done them like on this level. I feel like I've always did a little bit more than what I was supposed to in terms of like creativeness. So I was doing them and one of my friends came in and they were like, this is nice. And I was like, thanks. I think it's cool too. But he was like, what is it? And I was like, it's my personal vision board. And I also do, I did personal affirmation boards too, just kind of things that I can say and get me throughout the year, speaking good well over my life and over things and making things positive. And so I was like, yeah, it's my vision board. So they were like, well, would you do one for me? And I was like, sure, you want one? That's cool. And then that idea just kind of got sparked in my brain and I kind of let it go. And then when I got with Emily and Joe, they're really business savvy people, and they were like, is there anything that you enjoy doing? And I was like, I do enjoy doing my vision boards for other people. So that's kind of how it got started. I already had the plan in mind, but actually like starting the business and like getting clients and stuff like that was just like something that just is slowly coming into motion. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, I love that, man. And as a life coach, just that affirmations and the vision boards, that's a big thing. But when you can I tell people, when you take that thought and put it on paper, you actually write it down. But again, with that vision board, there you go. And with vision boards and affirmations, though, and seeing it, that's taking it to the next level. So I think that's awesome. So in starting your business, what you do, you kind of went into it a little bit, getting clients and everything. But I guess what was one of the biggest challenges you faced in starting the business? Like, from that moment where it was just an idea or your hobby to now I want to make this a business. What was one of the biggest challenges that you faced?
Honestly, I think it was just starting. A lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves, thinking that what they offer is not good enough or it's not at the level that they want it to be. And I know that I put those pressures on myself too. But honestly, it was really just starting, man. Throughout my lifetime, going to college, meeting people, like I've been able to expand my community base a whole lot. And I feel like, once you have that support in your community or in the relationships around you, like you said, word of mouth is really great. We have social media now, so a lot of things will just kind of catapult you into a great direction. And I know that what I'm doing is positive. I know that I'm speaking life into people, so I don't think that that's never going to get a bad, kind of rep for it. Because like everybody wants to be, positive. Everybody wants to be spoken into. Everybody wants to, come out on top. So I think that my my avenue is really good.
Yeah. And I love that what you said, starting. And I think that's probably been an answer on quite a few of my interviews, because a lot of times it's okay, I got this thing and
Mm-hmm.
I followed my passion, but it's like,
Yeah, you kind of
almost like you
like,
need that nudge. I'm going, but starting. So, and now taking that, kind of taking that vision and starting the business and doing it now. What's some of the day-to-day challenges that you face in running the business, being an entrepreneur?
well, right now I am still working a 9 to 5. So, I guess basically it would probably be like time management, probably. Uh, but everybody always says, if you're giving more time to another person's business than you give into your own, you need to check your time, check where you put in your influence, where you put in
Right.
time. So I know that I just kind of have to buckle down and take the time to put in the work and get my creative juices flowing and kind of just go ahead and get it done.
Yeah, that's, time management, again, one of those repeated answers, because no matter what you are in that journey, it's always something dealing with time.
And
If
I
I
am a
just had
huge
more time.
procrastinator. I'm a huge procrastinator, and that's one
Okay.
thing
Yep.
I'm just like, ever since college, like I was the one in college that was like, I know I got a paper, I know it's due on Friday, here I am Thursday. But you know what? I used to get a good grade. I used to get a good grade though. Like I'm
Right.
a good procrastinator, but in terms of a business, like that's not the best thing to do. But time management and learning, setting a pace for yourself, all those things are things you can learn along the way.
Yeah, definitely. So agree with you. And back to that procrastination. I think if we're all honest, we all have at least those phases where we
Mm-hmm.
are. In college, my motto was procrastination builds champions. Because it's like you said, it's like, okay, yeah, I had that 10-page paper that I did the day before, but I got a B, I got an A. So,
Exactly. I feel
so
like I feel like even though I procrastinate, like I get the job done. It comes out really well.
yeah, definitely. And like you said, it's different with business, but again, it's time management is always going to be one of those things that can be one of the cogs in the wheel that you have to focus on and grease and put time into just cultivating it, because it's always something else, right, that you can
Mm-hmm.
be doing, especially a small business, or if you're a one man or one woman show. Man, it's like, okay, now I got to do this. I got to do front office, back office. This is me, So yeah, that's a big one. And so now, eh, looking at the challenges, if we were to flip that, what are some of the things that makes it worth it? Some of the most satisfying things about, or satisfying parts about running a business and being in business and building this for yourself.
Well, like I kind of said earlier, like literally, like the joy and the gratification that people get from just seeing what they believed in their heart, you know what I mean? And seeing that being put on a physical manifestation of something that they can go back and look at. I know, like I said, with my boards, I look at them throughout the year. I look at them throughout the month. I look at them every day. I put them somewhere in my room where I can see them every day. I go look at it. I see a goal that I've set. I see something that I'm trying to accomplish. And I look at the board and I'm like, wow, I did that. You know what I mean? Or I need to work on that. Or, you know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
the gratitude of helping somebody else fulfill their dreams and just see how their timeline has like progressed is just amazing feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely like seeing that growth, that growth trail, so to speak. I love
Mm-hmm.
that. So this is just a question that I just thought about. Like, so what's the process? Because like what you do, like I say, it's amazing. So what's the process? Somebody sees this interview and is like, man, wait a minute. Okay, business cool, but I gotta I gotta get with Danbrand. What's the
Yeah.
process of like someone reaching out to you and saying, hey man, I need to get a board made? How does what's that process look like?
So I do have an email and I do have an Instagram, and I don't know if you want me to plug those in right now, but I usually either you can DM me on Instagram or you can email me, and then we just go from there. I have a consultation with you. I have a couple of questions that I ask of you. I send you a application to fill out, name, date, and then we just go from there.
Okay, that's awesome. Because I was wondering, it's like, man, that's again, it's such a unique business, unique business model. So that's what I was wondering. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely come back to that though to make sure people know how they can get in touch with you. That's super dope. So to that person that's watching, right, and they say, okay, I see these young black men in this interview. They run a business. And I want to do it, but I'm not sure. But to that person who wants to get in the business or maybe just starting out, what is some advice that you would give that person that is wanting to get into entrepreneurship or start their own business?
It's the same thing that I probably tell myself on a daily basis. Get out of your head. You can do it. You have enough to start it. You don't need all of these things. You don't need all these fancy videos. You need all these, those things will come. But just step out and try. Give yourself a shot, and go from there. There's always somebody in your corner. If you don't, even you may not think that that's the case, but there's always somebody in your corner. So
right,
just try.
Yeah, I love that. And that's the thing, the videos, having the marketing down pat, all this stuff. It doesn't happen when you start, and most people. I think are looking for this finished product, right? They're not looking for that work to build this beautiful thing. They're looking for the finished product. And like day one, I need to be operating like this finished product. But it doesn't work like that,
But you don't enjoy, in a sense, the fruits of your labor, because if you go from point A to point Z, there's no in between. So what are you, Like, what are you getting as a learning experience, or as something that, Like, I have to figure this out on a smaller scale, so that when I get to a bigger scale, I know what I'm doing. But if you never figure it out and you go from one scale to the other, then you'd miss the middle. That's the most important part.
Right. So. Yeah. And then another awesome thing about that journey, you know what I mean? Like you said, getting from that A to Z instead of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, going through that process. Now, guess what? When you get to the point where you're so big, where you do less, how are you going to teach someone to do what you do? Exactly. Oh, wait, you skip steps. You can't duplicate yourself. You can't build a team around what you do because you don't necessarily know how you got there. So that's the beauty. I tell people, a businessman, it's like your child, right? It's no day off from it. It's your baby. You got to nurture it. You got to do this. It's the good times. It's the bad times. It's, you get that call. And so it's like, okay, now how are you going to raise this thing to be something that you can appreciate? So I love that. So with Danbrand, what's next for your business, bro? Like what's on the horizon? What's the future look like for your business? Where are you going?
So right now, I'm working with a program to where I can take people's passions, visions, and goals and put them on a larger scale. So if you want it on a t-shirt, if you want it on a cell phone case, if you want it on the screen of your phone, home screen of your phone, on the desktop of your computer, just I'm going toward more digital than physical. I love physical because I just like art. I'm a big art person. I like, my family has always had like tons of, Black art in their houses, and it's just hanging around. And I just love seeing stuff, physical art on the wall. But my next venture is to make things digital and make things a little bit more, tangible.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you can have it like on a towel, you can have it, on a t-shirt, or like I said, your cell phone case. I mean, cell phone cases are really big right now. People want to have things that they can carry around with them. Keychains, lanyards, all those things, pins. So I'm working with a program to where I can do that. So, if you send me your images, and then I'll create what I already have and put them on some kind of canvas for you, other than, actual physical canvas, then that's my next step.
Nice. I like that, man. Growth. I love it. And that's the beautiful thing about just in interviewing all these businesses because it gives me motivation to see. I love that answer, like what's next, because it's always you should always be climbing. You should be looking for, what can I do
Yeah, my
to
brain is
enhance what I'm doing?
always going. So I used to be a teacher. Well, I taught, so I moved from North Carolina to Virginia, and in North Carolina I was a teacher. And so every time I think about anything like that, I think about like students and kids and schools. And, one day I want to be able to go, to a school and talk to the principal and see what the vision of the school is, and be able to make something, a mural or something that will represent, what they're trying to accomplish. I see things in a bigger scale all the time. So I know that, my small beginnings will kind of snowball into something bigger.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I think that's part of that artistic side as well. I'm not the best at anything anymore because it goes back to not following through, but like art and drawing color. I still love the
Mm-hmm.
color, but I used to be into art and drawing and all that stuff and sketching. And that's one of the things, it's that process of,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, seeing where you can go, seeing what's going to be the outcome of this picture,
When you
and
were
then
talking
being able to
about,
step back.
yeah, when we were talking about going from A to Z, I got like this image in my head, so when we were little and we had to do the connect the dots.
Yeah,
Like you got to think about something like that. Like you can't go from A to B because if you don't connect your dots, you won't see the picture. You won't see the final.
exactly.
You don't know what you're making until you
Right.
go to connect all your dots. You know what I mean? So I think
Yep.
of it as that. Like you can't see the picture until you connect all your dots. So
Exactly. Yeah. And then you can step back and you see the full picture. And it's like, man, all that work, all them, the long nights and
mm-hmm.
the setbacks and the speed bumps, all that
Emails and
stuff,
the
it makes it
calls,
worth it.
yeah.
Yes. Because you look at that vision and it's like, okay, I did that. So
Mm-hmm.
it was dope. It was worth it. I love that. So we kind of talked about it a little bit, but go ahead, take a moment and tell people like your Instagram and then your email and how they can reach out to you and say, yep, I'm loving it. I'm following through what you have going on. I need to find out more. So how can people get in touch with you?
All right. So Facebook, I'm Lewis Dandridge. On Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and all these other great social media aspects, I'm Lewis_Dandridge. And in terms of my email to contact me for Danbrand Vision Boards, it would be danbrandinc@gmail.com.
Nice. I love that. I'm definitely going to make sure I put that. Everybody, that information will be in the description below. Make sure you check it out and support. Love that, man. I just want to tell you, I appreciate you for doing this, man, for
Appreciate you
doing
too,
the
Mike.
interview. No problem, man. And just love, again, finding out more, that process, and love that you're doing. I see your lives and stuff and get a notification. So that's awesome, man. So keep going. I tell people my 4Ks, keep going, keep grinding, keep showing, keep shining. So I
I
love it,
love it,
man.
man.
Anything else you want to leave the people with, man?
Dream, man.
Yeah,
If
love
God
it.
put something in your heart, if you feel like there's something like nudging on you and the inside of you, go for it. Like as we know now, with life the way it is, life was already too short. But with the circumstances now, with COVID and all these things, like follow your dreams, follow your heart. Don't let anybody stop you. Your own family might not even be, into what you're doing, but if it's a passion of yours, follow your dreams. Someone will connect with you, and they will understand, what you're doing.
I
So
love
follow
that.
your dreams.
Love it. Love it. And follow those dreams and keep dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Like you said, man, with everything, especially with us being on the tail end of this crazy year, this twilight zone of a year that we've
Listen,
had. So gotta follow those dreams. But
yes,
man,
sir.
listen, I appreciate you. Again, to everybody who's watched a single episode or liked or comment or shared, I appreciate you. And I encourage you to continue to do so. And we'll catch y'all next time on another episode of Black Business Booming. Peace.